All right, it's almost the starting time, so let's begin the session. Everyone, welcome and vanakkam. I warmly welcome you all to another session of Future Founder Young Entrepreneurs Bootcamp. My name is Dilini Seleheva, and I'll be your host for today. Future Founder Young Entrepreneurs Bootcamp වැඩසටහනට ඔබ සැම සාදරයෙන් පිළිගන්නවා. මගේ නම දිලිනී සෙල්ලහේවා. අද දවසේ වැඩසටහන මෙහෙවීම සිදුවන්නේ මගේ අතින්. So before we get started, few things to know. So today's presentation is about product market fit, and it will be delivered by Mrs. Shameera Hettiarachchi. Let me give you a brief introduction to her. Shameera brings over 15 years of experience in the field of product management and product market growth. She has worked over multiple companies such as Mobitel, Ericsson Telecommunications, Nokia Corporation, and WaveNet, which is her current workplace. During the time as a product specialist, she has showcased immense growth in the products that she has worked with. In addition to that, her innovative thinking, business strategies, and her drive to achieve revenue growth found to be remarkable. Not only that, she was recognized for her excellent work at South Asian Business Excellence Awards 2019, along with several other national awards. So with that, I'd like to hand over to Shameera to begin the presentation. Over to you, Shameera.
Thank you so much, Darika. Good afternoon, everyone. This is actually an evening for us, but for you all, it's an afternoon. Before I begin with the presentation, I would like to let you all know that I'll be conducting mostly the presentation in English, but time to time I might use, it's like mostly it would be English, but still I'll be using, whenever there is a requirement of emphasizing certain things, I'll be using Sinhalese as well. හැබැයි ඔයගලට මොනවා හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා නම් ඕන වෙලාවක raise your hand and ask me questions, or probably you can pass it to Darika. I can answer those questions during the Q&A session. Well, then I'll share my screen. Darika, could you please?
Yeah, I'll stop sharing.
Great, thank you. Can you all see my screen?
Yes, we can see that.
Yeah. Is it on the presentation mode, or how does it look for you?
It's not in the presentation mode.
Wait.
And still, oh yeah, now it's in the presentation mode.
All right, great. Okay, Darika has given me, a very nice introduction. Thank you so much for that. Well, to talk about my experience and my background in product, actually, I have started as an engineer, a telecommunication engineer way back in 2008. I worked with almost all the giant telecommunication vendors in the world, including Ericsson being my first working place. And then I moved to Alcatel-Lucent and Nokia. Throughout my engineering career, it was mostly engineering plus technical project management, which is, handling the technical projects. Then, gaining the passion towards building the products, giving a real impact to the market, I moved into product management, which I started at Mobitel as a manager business solutions. There, I was fortunate, actually, I was able to build a lot of products, gaining a lot of, market traction, new revenue streams to the company. And then I moved to WaveNet, which I actually recently, recently concluded because I migrated very recently to Australia. So I was heading the product vertical, which was having heading the product portfolio, which was having three distinct product verticals into telecommunication, DevOps, like, you probably have heard of it, IT and digital healthcare. So these are a couple of products we have launched in Sri Lanka and overseas. If you see SLT Mobitel, almost all the enterprise products were crafted within my team with my supervision and including e-channeling. I mean, probably you all know those products, and 365, the calling ticketing platform likewise. And at Wavenet, actually, what I was doing is building products not to local clients, but to foreign clients, specifically LATAM, then Africa, Asia, and Europe, all these clients. So that's how my product experience and background works. I think we are good to move ahead with the topic that we have today. Okay, from ideation to impact. දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ හැමෝම දන්නවා අපි හැමෝටම ideas තියෙනවානේ. We get new ideas every day when we see the market, when we see, actually we were driving, we were talking to some people, we were just walking, still we get ideas. හැබැයි ඔය අපිට එන ideas වල how much we can execute, how much we can see results, that's the thing, that's actually the success of a product. So for that there are a couple of things which needs to be aligned perfectly, which needs to be continued, and which needs to be committed towards in a product. So that's what we call product market fit. Product and the market, they both need to be fitting together. That's what product market fit is called about. මම එක සිංහලෙන් පැහැදිලි කරනවා නම් පොඩ්ඩක්. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි කොච්චර අපිට අලුත් ideas, අපි innovations කියනවා, ඉස්කෝලවල හැම තැනම තියෙනවා, innovative, what do you call this, innovators club and all that, but still ඒ ideas අපි market එකට අරගෙන ගියාම investors won't be happy enough to give us some funding to build those ideas, to materialize those ideas. Why is that? Because they see that these ideas not really are matching with the market requirement, market demand. So you, while building the concept, probably while you building the prototype, you haven't really thought about the real market factor, whether the market would like it, whether the market would love it, whether the market would buy these products. ඔය වගේ අපි market එක ඉල්ලන product එකක් market එකට දුන්නේ නැත්නම්, then these 1001 ideas would fail. That's what basically mostly happening in the market. Okay, to get an approach towards my topic, I would like to take this as an interactive session, not just like monologue session that I'm just talking and you guys are listening to me. I would like to take this as an interactive session so that we both, I understand that you get the point and you understand that I told you the things that you can really capture, graph. Anybody knows, I mean everybody knows obviously what this logo is about. I would like you all to unmute your mics and talk to me. What is this logo? Guys?
Apple.
Apple, yes, this is Apple logo. So why do you think that Apple logo is world famous? ඔගලන් ඇයි හිතන්නේ දැන් අපි ලෝකෙ ගොඩක් ෆෝන් ජාති තියෙනවා. හැබැයි ලෝකේ most innovative ඒ වගේ Apple ෆෝන් එක තමයි කියන එක කොහොමද ඔගලන් හිතන්නේ? ඇයි එහෙම Apple ෆෝන් එක ඒ වගේ තැනකට ආවේ? Any idea? I know you have many ideas, but still you don't have the words now. That's what I think. Okay, I'll first proceed with one or two, but then you must interact with me. You must. Okay. The reason actually Apple has, revolutionized the mobile phone industry. They have brought up a lot of innovations. Actually, they have invented this touch screen with the phone, and there were, a lot of phones in the market. Specifically, if you really see Nokia kind of phones, they had conquered the market at that time. But Apple just came into the picture. They just brought in a new concept and people started loving it. Then they introduced this app store and stuff. They built a very nice ecosystem to do many things, multiple things using your phones. It's not just call making thing, it's not just a texting thing now, it's everything. I mean, you can literally do anything with your phone. So it has become one of the biggest influencers in the smartphone market. And with that, they have come to one of the most valuable companies in the world. This logo, anybody? කොල්ලෝ අනිවාර්යෙන් දන්නවා මේ logo එක මොකක්ද කියන්න. Boys?
It's the Tesla logo.
Yes, it is. Thank you so much. Yeah. So why Tesla has conquered the market is actually they have tried to solve something really burning in the market. The scarcity of fuel and the movement, the drive towards sustainability, renewable energy and all that has been captured by Elon Musk. And he has come up with this new electric vehicle concept, which has turned around the world. I mean, if you really see, I mean, we don't see much Tesla vehicles in, I don't know whether we see any Tesla vehicles in Sri Lanka, but in Australia, a lot. It's a lot. Just like you see Toyota in Sri Lanka, we have a lot of Tesla vehicles on the road. To that level, they have conquered the market today. And any idea about this? Anybody? Yeah. This is Airbnb. Why Airbnb has captured them? Airbnb is actually homestay concept introduced into the hospitality sector. Usually what we used to do is like there are millions, I mean, like there are multiple star grade hotels. We just, go to one of these sites and we just book. Or those days it's just like we just call the hotel, or maybe we just visit the hotel and we make a booking, which is quite expensive. But what has been introduced with Airbnb is very economical, very family friendly kind of environment for people to book their accommodation when they're abroad or maybe when they travel. And why this has become so nicely collaborated in the market was the necessity of having economical, fair, plus very family kind of environment to live, plus the house owners, they were really loving to rent out their houses for short term, maybe long term, to earn something. They have enough rooms, probably they have, they have built huge houses, but there are a couple of people only living in the house. So they would love to, they started loving this concept, and this has become one of the biggest trend in the hospitality industry today. එතකොට අර අපි ඉස්සර හෝටලයක් බුක් කරලා අපි හෝටල් එකකට ගිහලා නවතිනකොට එතන නිකන් අර රූල් සෙට් එකක් තියෙනවානේ. නිකන් බුෆේ එක විදිහක්, පූල් එක තව විදිහක්, you'll have to dress in a certain way to go get into the buffet. ඒක නැහැ මේ Airbnb කියන concept එකට ගියලා ආ ගෙදර ඉන්නවා වගේ. ඒ නිසා this has become a very nice product in the market. So these are another couple of products which has gained a lot of traction in the market. Netflix, Coca-Cola, Google, all these products are really successful products. So there are certain reasons for every product to be successful. I'll come to that later. And before that, I'll get into these products. Has anybody, heard of this product? What is this? That's great if somebody has heard of this. No. Okay, this is Google Wave. Google has introduced, just like WhatsApp to Viber to any other communication platform, Google has introduced communication platform. The reason why this product didn't capture the market is that it was so complicated. There had been a lot of competition in the market, of course, but being Google, that we can't think that they have just bluntly introduced a product. They might have done a lot of research behind it. කරන්න තියෙන ඔක්කොම background check එක කරලා තමයි මේගොල්ලෝ මේ product එක දාන්න නැත්තේ. But still ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ product එක was so complicated. It was absolutely complicated and it was not user friendly. ඒකෙන් ඒගොල්ලන් real problem එකක් market එකේ burning problem එකක් address කරන්න ඒගොල්ලන්ට ඒකෙන් බැරි වුණා. ඒ නිසා this product just came and went. And this product is Google Lens. Google Lens කියන්නේ ඒගොල්ලන් spectacle frames, spectacles introduced kara, which is powered with AR, augmented reality. What they have done with that is like they popped up a screen. I mean, I'm just summarizing what it is. They just popped up a screen and you can literally see all the information on that screen. And you can, do the video, and you can use this screen to, do these remote kind of surgeries. This was immensely helpful for digital healthcare industry, kind of, critical industry, but still the users, the target users, they have just targeted the general users. Those users haven't seen a real value addition, or maybe the real, burning desire, burning requirement to get one of these products. So it failed. So Google failed. We think that Google are really doing, amazing, fantastic products, but still those giants, those people having huge brand names, they still fail. And what about this product? Has anybody heard of this product? Guys, I need your support to continue this, because otherwise this will be just, monologue kind of a presentation. Interaction would create more energy. අපිට එතකොට හොඳ discussion එකක් මෙතන අරගෙන යන්න පුළුවන්. I would love to hear from you all. Any idea? Yeah, this is Amazon Fire Phone. They actually launched this product to compete with iPhones and Android kind of phones, but still they were not really competitive enough. They haven't had a lot of variety, probably a huge differentiation. They couldn't, specify their solution to what problem they are giving this solution to. They couldn't specify that, so they failed. So I'm talking about all these giants here, not, tiny or any podi kadawal nememe. This product is BlackBerry. This was one of the, this was the topic. At one time, this was the topic in the enterprise segment for enterprise communication, enterprise phones, all these top-notch people like, CEOs, the GMs, the way organizations, loku aya, loku ganan dila, make a hari ganang phone, very expensive one. Loku ganan dila, they used to purchase this phone. But eventually, when these smartphones come into the picture, like Apple phones to, other Android phones, everything, what happened was like these guys, BlackBerry guys, didn't want to, probably they were little behind the curve in terms of revolutionizing. They didn't see much value of this touch screen. Ar චූටි බොත්තම් තියෙන මොනවාද buttons තියෙන phone එක තමයි ඒගොල්ලන් still they were launching, while the Apple and all the other guys were launching these smartphones with big screens. So their screen was compromised to have this tiny little keypad. So this product failed. One of the giants, one of the big, very attractive phone category was failed because they were not catering to the real market demand. Now we have seen successful products, failed products. Now we know there are something behind, some gimmick is behind for one successful product. අපි දකින ලොකු කම්පැනි වල ප්‍රොඩක්ට් සක්සස්ෆුල් වෙනවා, ඒ වගේම ලොකු කම්පැනි වල ප්‍රොඩක්ට්ස් ෆේල් වෙනවා. සමහර අපි දකින Airbnb වගේ ඇත්තටම ඒගොල්ලන් ලොකු කම්පැනි එකක් නෙමෙයි. They were not huge. They started, very small scale. They rented out their own house. ඒ වගේ companies ලොකු තැන් වලට එනවා. Why is that? Fundamentally, there are a couple of things for any product, couple of very powerful considerations, I would say, are there for a product to be successful. If you see, if you see any product which got failed, who failed to give cater to markets, would come under any of these reasons. Lack of market demand. Market එකේ අපි හරියට demand එකක් පේන්නේ නැත්නම්, market එක අපේ product එක ඉල්ලයි, ඒක they would love the product කියන එක අපිට පේන්නේ නැත්නම්, ඒ වගේ product එකක් අපි අමාරුවෙන් launch කරාම it fails. And we have a brilliant idea, and this is one of the things that we see in many Sri Lankans. We have brilliant ideas, amazing ideas, but at the execution level, probably there are some legislation problems, legal problems, funding problems, team problems, consistency. අපි අර එක සැරේ අපි නිකන් අර මේ සෝඩා බෝතලේ කැඩුවා වගේ අපිට idea එක ආවට, we don't execute it nicely. එතකොට වෙන්නේ product එක fail වෙනවා. Probably that idea is taken by somebody else, and who has the power of executing things nicely, that person wins. And then strong competition. What has happened to Amazon Fire Phone? They came into a very competitive market. for a product to be really successful in such a market, you need to have something amazing, not a generic thing, something really, really amazing, which they didn't have. And misaligned strategy. Say an organization is focusing on strategy. You probably haven't heard of these words. I'll come to these words later, but on the bottom line, a company is focusing on one thing, the product is catering to a different thing. Say, for an example, a company is very smart in, hospitality sector, and they have just built a product to IT sector. So the congruence is not there. Company's focus is totally different and the product's focus is totally different. And those things don't come together, which ultimately results the product being failing. Fundamentally, now there are a couple of reasons. To any category, any product failure could be summed up to. But fundamentally, the biggest problem in every product, the one most critical problem in every product is that you try to solve a problem that does not exist in the market. If you ever try to create a problem and solve it, finally the users will understand, okay, we don't have such a problem. Curb TV and all that, you know how these faded away, right? So if you try to solve a problem which is not existing in the market at the end of the day, either it could be not existing because there is no problem at all, or that problem has been solved by somebody else, meaning there is a huge competition that you can't win the market. So all these, I mean, when this fundamental problem is with a product, yes, obviously products fail. And we need to know how then we come out of this. How do we build successful products? It's not just concepts, but we need to make things materialize. We can't just say a concept, right? We need to have something materialized. So how do we come to that level? What we need to do is like, you build something. I mean, you sell something. What we used to do is you sell something. I mean, you build something that you sell something that you can build. What වඩේ හදන්න පුළුවන් නම් වඩේ විකනවා. හැබැයි ඔයා දන්නේ මිනිස්සු වඩේ වලට කැමතිද නැත්නම් වඩේ වලට වඩා වෙන දෙයක්කට කැමතිද? ඒතර ඒ වෙලාවේදී what you need to do is like you build something that you can sell. Not just you sell something that you can build, but you build something that you can. Excuse me, guys.
So until Shameera gets back, so it is your chance to ask questions, everyone. So you can put down your questions in the chat, or you can raise your hand, so she will answer. So as she said, this will be an interactive session. So you need to be as much as you are interacting with her. That's the best you can get out of her. So yeah, over to you, Shameera again.
Yeah, extremely sorry, guys. These kind of things happen, and just give me 1 second. I'll reshare my screen. Yeah, can you all see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Does it move? Okay, now it moves, right? Okay. So you need to build something that you can sell. Just, you can't, I mean, what we used to do is like, we used to build anything and sell. We think that whatever we build will be captured by the market, but it doesn't happen. Now we have seen it, right? Our concept won't be getting into markets. We need to give something that they demand. And okay, now we know about the ideas, and the impact finally is we are getting to market, we are getting revenues, we are getting more customer base, we are growing. We day by day grow. That's the ultimate objective of building a product, not just that you build today. You need to consistently carry your products. It's just like you make a baby. පොඩි කාලේ නම් ලොකු වෙලා යුනිවර්සිටි ගිහිල්ලා ඔක්කොම කරලා බබාලා හම්බෙනකන් වගේ අපි බලා ගන්නවා. Likewise, you need to do the same thing to products. So far, any problems, guys? Any questions? I would love to hear your noise. I see 44 participants, but I don't hear a single voice. All good? Oh my God. Okay, let's go ahead. Okay, from idea to impact. We build ideas. Now we see how we make the impacts. How do we make it? We need to navigate the product journey throughout to make the product market fit. From concept to the final product commercialization, launch, or whatsoever, you need to carry this product market fit throughout. Now, there are a couple of jargons you see here, like, impact, product management, product strategy, journey, idea, navigating, products, product market fit. All these are kind of jargons we see in product management. Product management is a separate discipline, just like engineering to medicine to anything. Though it doesn't have a curriculum per se that we get to study in universities. අපිට විශ්වවිද්‍යාලවල අපි දන්නවා medicine ඔය වගේ ගොඩක් දේවල් තිබ්බට product management කියන එක උගන්වන්නේ නැහැ. හැබැයි something really, very critical, I would say. I see that, there is a very dying demand in the market for product managers and product management, but still we don't teach those concepts in our universities or any curriculum. So I'll just touch upon, I'll just give you one, it's a very nutshell briefing on product management. These are very high level, these are very must kind of concept that you see in product management. You can't probably talk about product market fit without knowing product management. Product එකක් කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? Any idea product එකක් කියන්නේ මොකක්ද? Now I'm asking the question and I'm answering. This is a university kind of a lecture this. නේ? University එකෙත් එහෙම lecturer ප්‍රශ්න අහනවා ආයි බලාගෙන ඉඳලා උත්තර නැති වෙනකොට යාම උත්තර දෙනවා. Product එකක් කියන්නේ some kind of a good or a service which has its own market segment, which has its own set of customers, which makes revenue probably, which has different kind of requirements. Which solves probably, which gives different kind of value to the customers. Products කිව්වම anything. කන බොන දේ ඉඳන් අපි අඳින පළඳින දේ ඉඳන් මේ හැම දේම products. Even these services, internet එක ගත්තම හරි නැත්නම් වෙන application එකක් ගත්තම හරි, all these are products. Everything under this sky is a product, other than naturally හැදිච්ච දෙයක් අරනකොට හැමදේම pretty much is a product. Product manager කියන්නේ he is actually the CEO of a product. ඒතර එයා තමයි product එක සම්බන්ධයෙන් decisions make කරන්නේ. Not that he is solely making decisions, but he is getting inputs from the senior management. He is getting the ideas from other stakeholders, probably development team, probably manufacturing team, probably the customer. So he is the person who is orchestrating all these concepts and giving the final input. He is actually the CEO of a product. Product team is just like a board of directors. Board of directors, what do they do is like they just give ideas, they give the directions to the company to run. Similarly, product team is giving these ideas, helping the product manager to drive the product. ඒතර මෙතන ඉන්න පුළුවන් අපි ගත්තොත් FMCG වගේ. ඒ කියන්නේ අපි සබන් හදන කම්පැනියක් ගත්තොත් ඒකට product manager කෙනෙක් ඉන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ product manager manufacturing team එකෙන්, customer sales team එකෙන්, customer support team එකෙන්, ඔය විවිධාකාර teams වලින් he gets the input to refine his product. The Lux කැටේ ගත්තම ඔයගොල්ලන් දන්නවා කාලෙන් කාලට ඔකේ මල් එනවා කපලා කලර් එක වෙනස් කරනවා, සුවඳ වෙනස් කරනවා. That's how. Those inputs a product manager take from the team, product team. In IT sector, which is I'm mostly familiar with, IT sector has a product team. If you really see, a product manager has a team of people, probably product analysts, product development team, and product development in the sense the engineers, the developers, all these people, and the operations team, delivery team who delivers the product to the end customer, who deploys their services in end customers servers or whatsoever. So these are the product team, and those people help the product manager to build a nice product. And product vision and strategy, as I spoke earlier, every product needs to have a vision and a strategy. You know, all the companies, all the organizations, even a school has a vision, right? දැක්ම මොකද දැක්මනේ ඒකට කියන්නේ. තියෙනවා. අපි දැන් ගත්තම පස්සේ ඉස්කෝලේ වල ගත්තම මට මතකයි ඔය සුනාත ධාරේත චරාත ධම්මේ ඔය වගේ එක එක visions තියෙනවා. Likewise, every organization, Nike ගත්තොත් just do it. ඒ වගේ ඒක vision එකක් නෙමෙයි. Nike ගත්තම ඒක නේ tagline එකක්. But every organization has a vision where they need to go towards. What's their ultimate objective? It could be short term, long term, but mostly they prefer to have long term visions. කෙනෙක් කියන්න පුළුවන් මට ලෝකේ ඉන්න හොඳම සපත්තු හදන organization එක වෙන්න ඕනේ. That's how Adidas and all these, you know, sporty guys think of. එතකොට ඒක තමයි vision එක. Strategy එක කියන්නේ ඒක organization එකට. But when it comes to product, a vision is where you want to take this product towards. And I'll tell you one example that probably you know, obviously you know, e-channeling. They have the vision to be the biggest and the most sophisticated digital healthcare provider in Sri Lanka. And at WaveNet, we build Doc 990, and we have a background, you know, platform built for that, which we sell to other countries like Latam, to Africa, to Australia, especially. So the vision we have for that platform is to build the most economical platform to connect all the healthcare service providers and the patients. That's our vision. It has a nice vision. Actually, this is the briefing of it. So every product has a vision. And when it comes to the execution, the strategy comes in. අපි මේ vision එකට යන්න කොයි කාලේ මොනවද කරන්නේ? කොහොමද මේක execute කරන්න? The fundamentals, what we execute, what we plan to do next year, what kind of investments probably we take in, what kind of roadmap probably we try out, what is our market. So that is called the strategy, the blueprint. අපි කොහොමද මේ product එක step by step grow කරන්නේ? අපි අර ultimate goal එකට vision එකට යන්න අපි කොහොමද මේ product එක grow කරන්නේ? That is the product strategy. And product roadmap is actually the product execution path. මම මේ කාලේ වෙනකොට මගේ minimum viable product එක MVP එක launch කරනවා. ඊට පස්සේ මම මේ කාලේ වෙනකොට මේ product එකට I add this particular feature. And at this time I'll add, you know, mobile app. Now we have only the MVP just has only the web application, and you know, probably the phase 2 we build the mobile application, and the phase 3 we integrate. I'll take the same example, digital healthcare. We integrate the hospitals, and third step, maybe V3, we integrate the laboratories, we integrate the pharmacies. Likewise, that's how we grow the product. The product roadmap says which feature, probably which module comes at what time or joins at what time the product. So that's the product roadmap. Anything you want me to clarify from this thing? I mean, this is a huge subject, guy. I know, guys, I know probably you don't understand everything, but if you really have anything clarified, let's get this clarified at this point so that the later contents would be quite linked to this. Do you guys have any questions?
Excuse me. You talked something about the minimum viable product. Could you like explain it a bit more?
Okay. Minimal viable product, MVP, means that you build the product which can serve the customer's basic requirement. Right? Say for an example, online channeling system. I'll take the same easy example because you all have seen e-channeling, Doc9 and Zero, all these applications. So yes, Farah, do you have any questions? Yeah. A minimum viable product is that you serve the customer with the basic, the fundamental features. It doesn't have, probably fancy interfaces. It doesn't have probably all the features required to that. A digital healthcare platform would need connection with the hospitals, connection with doctors, probably a health report system, a health record system, hospital management system, and a pharmacy connections, laboratory connections, so that you can pop up your or probably send your prescription and get your pharmacies done, your drugs delivered to your home. So those kind of, the holistic system is the digital healthcare system, but MVP would probably have only the set of doctors and for the patient to come in and book an appointment. That's the basic thing. That depends on how you basically define your problem. The most fundamental solution that you provide to a problem is the minimum viable product. Understood, Fedrina, right?
Yeah, I understood. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Anything else, guys? Can we proceed? Yeah. Okay, now we'll get into this topic. What is product market fit? So product market is, in simple terms, is how well your product satisfies the demand in the market. If your product, lightly satisfies the market, probably your product won't be picked up by the market. If your product is so tempting and it solves everything, almost everything, yes, your product will be loved by the market. And this percentage, or probably this ratio of matching, or how would I say, make to what extent the product, the market would love your product, will define the success of your product. Tell me, why do you think that product market is really, really crucial? Why do you think that it is crucial to have?
Because if we don't know what the market wants, then our product will not be successful.
Yes, kind of. It is crucial because, Fedrina, it defines your product's success and the sustainability and the growth, everything. It's all about your product success. Product market fit, if you can't meet the product market fit, what will happen is like your product will definitely fail. Definitely fail. I mean, for some luck, yes. කනාවට හරියනවා කියලා. ඒම වෙන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම වෙච්ච products තියෙනවා. But still, excuse me. එහෙම වෙන්න පුළුවන්. But still, with this competitive market, you can't just have these khana shots, නේ. අපි නිකන් වෙන දෙයක් වෙච්චාවේ කියලා product එකක් market එකට දාලා අපිට මේ success එකක් බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන්න බෑ. එතකොට අපිට කරන්න තියෙන what we have to do is like to make this critical, make this really important thing critical into your product journey. So it gives this customer satisfaction. How does it give this customer satisfaction? Because we understand the market's pain point, right? We solve their pain points. So when my pain is solved by something, wouldn't I love that product? Love that thing? Yes, of course. So you gain the customer satisfaction. And when you solve a specific problem in the market, what happens is like you build a differentiation. කෙනෙක් ගාව තියෙනවා අර මං කෝ කතාව වඩේ විකුණනවා හැමෝම වඩේ විකුණනවා හැබැයි කෙනෙක් හිතනවා නෑ මට වඩේ වලට වඩා මට ඉස්සු වඩේ දෙන්න පුළුවන්, right? එතකොට he makes a differentiation, he stand out, right? And with that outstanding performance, he gets more revenue, he grow in revenues. And when you initially fit your product to the market, when you know that the market would love your product and I'm giving the real solution to your market problem, what happens is like you reduce the risk. හිතන්නකෝ ඔයා investment එකක් කරන්න බලා ඔයා product එකක් අලුතෙන් හදන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. However, you don't know what the market would definitely need, or maybe would they love your product, but still you build it, you prototype it, probably you build the final product, sometimes not the MVP. Look, investment එකක් කරලා finally what happens? If the market doesn't love this product, your product fails, එතකොට ඔයාගේ ලොකු investment එකක්, ඔයාගේ කාලය, ශ්‍රමය, everything has been wasted. ඒ නිසා product market fit එක කියන එක initially understand කරගන්නකින් what happens is like you solidify it, you reduce the risk. And when you see a real problem in the market, when you see that a huge set of people, probably multiple markets would have the same problem, you have the scalability. මොකද මම එකම ප්‍රශ්නේ මම දකිනවා markets කීපයක මම මේ market එක product එක හදලා මට scale කරන්න පුළුවන්. I can scale it to different markets, or probably in the same market I can grow the product because you see the problem, you understand the problem. And when you really build the product as a solution to one of your customers' problem, they build the loyalty. මේ මිනිස්සයා මේ product එක, it serves me. That's how I mean, like most of people, if you really see, most of those people who use Apple phones don't migrate to another brand. That's how they loyal to them. Toyota ගන්න කෙනා කවදාවත් වෙන brand එකකට යන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද ඒ fuel efficiency එක හරි මගේ තියෙන ප්‍රශ්න ටික විසඳනවා ඒ product එක. ඒ නිසා they build brand loyalty. With all of these things, we build the long-term sustainability. Product එකකට customers ලා ඉන්නවා කියන්නේ, product එක revenues දෙනවා කියන්නේ, product එක exponentially or probably steadily grow වෙනවා කියන්නේ, we build the long-term sustainability. We grow the product. So what I advise you all new entrepreneurs is to make sure that your product will be loved by the market. So correct everything earlier. Easier to correct earlier, but it's very costly to correct later. And where do you think that the product market fit should come in? I mean, there are millions of arguments, but still I like this pyramid kind of thing. We have two things now here, product and the market. Where do we fit it? From the concept level, not at the end, not at the middle, or maybe at the marketing level, not after building couple of features and we see, okay, this would be fitting into the product, මේකත් දැම්මොත් හොඳ වෙයි, අරගොල්ලන් මේකට කැමති, not at that level, but at the very concept level. I'll come to the detail of it in later slides, but this is the fundamental thing. At the very concept, before you get into the product, only you think of the market, right? You think of the market and then only you think of the product to bridge the gap. We focus the market, we focus on their problems, and then only we think what kind of a product would suit, what kind of product will solve these problems in the market. To get into that level, I'll just brief you guys on the product development life cycle, because this again has been described by different people in different terms, probably different circles like these, circles in the sense different stages, I would say, different stages like this, 4 stage, 5 stage, 8 stage, but pretty much everybody has spoken about the same thing in different languages or probably different tones. ඒගොල්ලන් මේ product development life cycle එක categorize කරලා තියෙන්නේ වෙන විදිහකට වෙන්න පුළුවන්, but still the fundamental thing, the concept is similar across product management. එතකොට මම මේ model එකට මම කැමති, because this is very very easy for me to explain and very easy for you guys to understand. So there are a couple of critical steps in a product development life cycle. Intentionally or unintentionally, if you guys have built a product, you all have gone through these steps. දැනගෙන හෝ නොදැනගෙන මම මේක තමයි මේ empathize කරන එක තමයි මේ කරන්නේ, define කරන එක තමයි මේ කරන්නේ කියන එක දැනගෙන හෝ නොදැනගෙන, you guys, everybody of you must have gone through these steps. Empathize, the make it the steps I'll come to the detail later. Empathize, define. So that's where you critically evaluate the market and understand their pain points. Api synchronize වෙනවා market එකත් එක්කනේ. අපි we put their shoes on and we just walk. අපි ඒගොල්ලන්ට තියෙන ප්‍රශ්න මොනවද කියලා අඳුන ගන්න. අපි ඒගොල්ලන්ත් එක්ක කතා කරන්න පුළුවන්, ඒගොල්ලන්ව observe කරන්න පුළුවන්, interview කරන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ ප්‍රශ්න මොනවද කියලා අපි අඳුර ගන්නවා. ඊට පස්සේ අපි කරන්නේ අපේ ඒ අඳුරගෙන අපි අරගෙන ආපු ප්‍රශ්න ටික, the problems we derive from those markets are being refined at the exploration. They are, I mean, that's the place that we build the concept of the product. First what we used to do, I know you guys are also the same. What we used to do is like, අපි ඉස්සෙල්ලා market එක මොනව හෙව්වත් වැඩන්නේ අපිට. අපි අපේ idea එකනේ හදන්නේ. මම මේක කරනවා. හැබැයි ඒක ඇත්තටම market එකට වැදගත් වෙන්නේ කොහොමද? How they would feel. අපි ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ විදිහට, ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ sentiments අපි තේරුම් අරගෙන නෙමෙයි මේ අපි exploration එක කරන්නේ. But with this process, we need to first understand, first critically evaluate the market, their pain points, everything, and then come to the exploration. Market එක explore කරනකොට ඔයාට තේරෙනවා මෙන්න මේ ideas ටික critical. මේක මගේ product එකේ MVP එකේ තියෙන්න ඕන. එකකට අපි කතා කරේ කලින්. So this is something really, really important. Without this, product is nothing. So this is fundamental. All these fundamental things you need to cover in the MVP. And these are, like good to have, nice to have features. They come later. So that likewise, you build the concept, you build your the refined idea, you prioritize these ideas, and you build the prototype. Prototype in the sense, you build probably the paperwork, you build the presentations, or you build these mock-up screens for your mobile app, not the real product. And then after doing that, you build probably the MVP, you test it, you get the feedbacks for that, and you launch it. ඒක තමයි materialize කරනවා කියන්නේ. අපි product එක market එකට දානකොට ඕක තමයි usually product development life cycle එකේ තියෙන steps ටික. Let's talk about how these steps are getting, linked with product market fit. How do we achieve
Shameera?
product? Yes, please go ahead.
Can I interrupt just for a second? We got a question in the chat.
Yes.
So the question is, how this product team will be applicable in a startup where 2 to 3 teams have to wear multiple hats? I think it's about a same person will be a product manager and a developer, a salesperson. So how do we cope that in a small team when we do at the beginning?
Yes, very good question. Actually, in product management, in startups, specifically startups, you can't help. You can't help. You'll have to do everything. Probably you are the developer, you are the product manager, you are the product team, everything. So at that case, in such situations, yes, you have to do it. Then you have to define your product team. If you are the developer and if you are the product manager, if you don't have a team, obviously you'll have to do the product manager's role. If you are just trying to do the developer's role, then what will happen is like product failing. So before you become the developer, because the concept goes to the developer. Somebody needs to conceptualize this. Somebody needs to understand the market pain point. Somebody needs to get all these things sorted. If you have 2 or 3 people, you can have, when I see in startups, probably similar vibes, people having similar vibes get together. They all have the same synergy. They all have the same, ideas. So they put together and they can discuss. They can evaluate the market. They can critically understand the pain points. They become the product team. And then when development comes in, they become the development team as well. When your product is growing, then only your product team, is getting bigger and bigger with the evolution of your product and the organization. That's a very, that's something very fundamental with startups. You don't have clear-cut margins that you do this and that. Only in these established product organizations, you can see the product manager does this role, the developer does this role, the delivery guy does this role, likewise. In startups, yes, you can't help. Everybody has to do everything. Depending on the capacity, probably. Some people I have seen, actually, I have spoken to certain youngsters, they are the product managers, they are the, developers, they are the delivery guys, even they are the sales guy. And if you really see this Banuka Harishchandra, he's such a guy. He has started very small and he has now grown to a bigger organization. Likewise, that's in nature. I mean, you can't hire a product team. You can't outsource it. You can't do it. It's the very nature of a startup. Did I answer your question?
Yes, I think it did. And also, I got another question from the previous slide. So
Mm-hmm.
you said that we need to define a product. So when we do the definition, so what about the definition of the problem as well? Like, is it as important as much as the product? Because when we
Absolutely.
define the scope, we cannot answer all the questions in the world. So we need to have boundaries, right?
Yes. So this understanding circle, this empathize and define, this stage you define the problem statement. This is what the problem that we give the answer to. We can't solve. I mean, I'll take the same example, digital healthcare. You can't solve all the digital healthcare problems in the market, right? Probably there could be really medical kind of requirements, really device kind of requirements which you can't solve. But what you can solve is to connect people, connect different platforms, connect different organizations. That's what then we do. So there we understand what we solve first, what we solve second. The fundamental thing is the digital healthcare world is not connected. So I'm going to connect them. What I'm going to connect first? That's my question. So what's the problem that I'm going to solve is absolutely critical. Without knowing that, we don't know what actually we are building.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, that's what I mean. That's very important, very critical that you define your problem. That I mean, you get millions of problems, and sometimes I'll tell you the truth. Actually, there are even your customer would love you giving everything, but when it comes to business, you can't build everything commercially, financially, technically. It's not viable, and it's not practical either. You can't focus on many areas. So you need to understand your customer might have 1,001 problems, but what problem you're gonna solve? You need to solve a problem that you can really sell. Not everything. Probably they have millions of problems, but you pick one or two that you are pretty much sure about, and you know that you can build a nice, fantastic product and gain the market and build the revenue. Everything that problem you're gonna solve.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, thank you so much. I think you nicely explained that.
Okay, shall we go ahead then, dear?
Yeah,
Okay.
sure.
All right. Now, product market fit at the empathizing stage. So, how do we do product market fit at the empathizing stage? So, when we empathize, we need to clearly understand the customer needs. That's why I said, customers might have millions of needs, different needs. They would love to have everything. I mean, if we get a phone, there are 1,001 applications, but we don't use, right? Similarly, every customer would have uh, daily emerging needs. So we need to understand their, we need to very closely engage with our potential customers and deeply synchronize with them. We need to pair with them. We need to understand their pain points, their challenges, what they look forward for, what they would love to have. Likewise, we need to understand. This is like probably you can have customer meetings, you can talk to customers, you can do focus group kind of thing if you really know your customer base clearly. Likewise, you can do this, and also you can do researchers to understand their pain points. So you empathizing, you build the synchronization with your customers to clearly understand what are the burning problems they have. And we, after gaining all these things, we define our target. We have our target audience. We have already defined those target audience, and we actually understand their perspectives. What we do there is like we clearly understand their pain points, critical pain points, what they would love us to solve. Understanding that, we move there, we build the first stage of product market fit. We know our concept, probably the idea that we are going to take to the market should align with the customer pain points, customer problems. And then we get into the next step, which is defining. So we define art. I mean, now we have probably spoken to doctors, patients, hospitals, different categories of digital healthcare. I'm taking the same example because we can maintain the flow. We have spoken to many people, but then first we in those categories probably there are really huge kind of digital healthcare players in the market, and medium kind of probably middle range of healthcare players in the market, and lower range. GP kind, the GPs ඔය ලංකාවේ අපේ තියෙන්නේ මොනවාද dispensaries වගේ තියෙන doctors ලා. ඒතර ඒගොල්ලන් එක market segment එකක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඊට පස්සේ middle range එකේ ඔය සාමාන්‍ය medium range එකේ තියෙන hospitals වගේ තියෙන අය එක market segment එකක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. And this highest grade things, or probably the foreign ඔය Singapore වගේ අපේ politicians ලා යන්නේ. ඒතර ඒ වගේ ඒවා එක market segment එකක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒතර අපි clearly understand කරගන්න ඕනේ which market segment we are focusing towards. ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවා මේගොල්ලන්ට තියෙන ප්‍රශ්නේ මේක. අපි refine කරලා ගන්නවා which market segment we are trying to focus towards. And then we articulate the problem statement for that market segment. Not අපි හැමෝගෙම ප්‍රශ්නවල ගෙවල් ප්‍රශ්න විසඳන්න යන්නේ නැහැ. අපි එක ගෙදරක ප්‍රශ්න විතරයි විසඳන්න යන්නේ. ඒතර ඒ ගෙදර තියෙන ප්‍රශ්නේ මොකක්ද කියන එක අපි ඉස්සෙල්ලා clearly state out කරගන්න ඕනේ. We articulate the problem statement. And a problem එක solve කරන්න we need to build the path. We need to set goals. We need to establish very clear, absolutely clear goals in order for us to solve that problem. So these fundamental, building blocks finally build your product. And අපි දැන් මේ අපේ ideas ටික අපි ඔක්කොම refine කරලා we put together, we know what the problem is and how we are going to solve this problem. Now we put all these ideas. Now we get all these, millions of ideas that we collected from the market. We put it to brainstorming with our teams, probably, different diverse people, stakeholders, and we evaluate ideas and we prioritize, right? So that's why we make the decision. We first cater to the appointment management. Then we cater to the hospital. Then we cater to the pharmacies, probably, yeah. Likewise, we prioritize these ideas and we sketch out our product. This is just a concept. This is just a sketch. This is where we get the final idea about our product. Now, throughout this process, we are synchronizing with the market. Has any step we skip the market? No, we don't have any step that we skip the market. Throughout, we are actually synchronizing with the market. And then during the concept and prototype, now we have the final understanding. We have the listed, probably the minimum viable product, listed features, listed modules, the time plan, probably high level, everything. Then what we do is we, build the refined product final prototype. It could be a paper, it could be a couple of screens, it could be something, something tangible if it is a soap or a vehicle or something. We build a prototype. We build a high level product concept. We build it, right? We build it. Then what we do is then we go to the real product development. We build these prototypes. Why the reason why we build these prototypes is we take these to, I'll go back to that. We'll take these prototypes to the market, our real customers. Say for an example, we show up these screens, these mock-up screens or maybe paperwork to our customers. We ask their feedback. What do you think about this? If I give you this product, what would you feel about this? Would you be happy? Do you like these colors? Probably we just, pop up some mock-up screens for them to just surf through. They would like the setup of the screen. They would like the way that we have put the icons, probably the images, whether these are too small for them, whether these are too large for them. And if you make a soap, let's say whether they would like the smell of it, they would it's too much or it's too mild. Likewise, we get the feedback for our prototypes from our end customers. We need to get to the end customers with our prototype and get their feedback. Once we have got the feedback, still we keep refining. Okay, now we build the prototype, we got the feedback, we still keep refining. If we got the feedback from the market that, okay, these colors are not nice, this smell is not good, probably this is too clustery, I don't like this clustery kind of, this is so cluttered, I don't like this cluttered kind of presentation of your screens, and this is not very user friendly, we can't find where all these navigations are. Probably you can give some guidelines on your left side. So we get all these ideas from a wide range of customers and we refine it. That's how we do the refining. And after all this refinement, now we know that our prototype is also, the final concept, the refined concept is exactly what the market wants. After getting those, any questions? Any questions from the audience? Yeah, we can go.
Anyone got any questions? No, I think we can move on, Shameera.
Sure. Okay. Then now we know that we have a refined final product idea which has been built as a prototype, which has been verified by our target audience. Now we can make it to a real product. Now we go to the product development and we first build the minimum viable product. Minimum viable product, as I told, is the fundamental, the basic things, the first version of the product. You probably don't have fancy features there, the navigation bars to whatsoever, or probably just a square kind of a soap, round but it serves, right? සබන් ඒක ගාන්න පුළුවන්. සබන් කැටේ දැන් මල් නැති වුණා කියලා ගාන්න බැරි වෙන්නේ නැහනේ. ඒක ගාන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට screen එකේ fancy colors or whatsoever, the fancy stuff, the features, maybe navigation, even නැති වුණා කියලා, he can still book an appointment. So that's the minimum viable product. And we iterate and improve. We incorporate the second thing. And after putting even the minimum viable product to the market, we monitor the matrices, product matrices, the feedback from the market. We do the market surveys continuously. We back to back do it with our customers to see whether they are really happy with it. We always get their feedbacks and refine and iterate and improve. And then once we know that the customer is really happy with this, we start scaling. But during even scaling, what we do is like we do the continuous checkup, pulse check with the market. And finally, now we have a product which is quite grown and we can, commercialize it, we can launch it. We get to that product, get to that level. But I have seen, actually, I have worked with organizations, I have worked with products that we have launched the minimum viable product. There's no harm. There's no hard and fast rule that you need to build the final, product and launch it to the market. There's no such thing. You can still, most of the organizations nowadays, what they do is they build the MVP and launch it and then get the feedback. Probably if it is a software application, they give it like, free subscriptions, freemium we call it. So they give it for freemium, then they get the feedback. They still get the feedback from the customers for the minimum viable product. So it could be a beta launch in the sense the pre-launch, not the real commercial launch, the pre-launch, not the GA thing, but the pre-launch. They get the feedbacks. And then comes to the commercial rollout. There you have, just don't, get confused with these words. I just put these words into the slides so that you guys can, actually refer later as well. But if I'm going to explain all these things, probably that will be harder for you to understand at the first place. So we need to have these go-to-market strategies, and we need to do the campaigns, we need to drive adoptions. Likewise, we need to give freemiums, and we need to keep on monitoring performance. and get the feedbacks, then go back to the product, refine it, again deploy those features, get the feedbacks. It's a very continuous process. And I'll talk about, this is very important, I'll talk about the misconceptions of product market fit, what people would mostly take wrong about the product market fit. Something, let's say I have done, product market fit for Sri Lanka. This is eligible, this is fitting enough for European markets. That's very wrong. Because, the culture, the political background, the beliefs, the value system, the basic requirements, everything different from one market to another. Probably a product fitting into Sri Lankan market would be fitting into Bangladesh, Maldives, but not some other country. So you need to be so conscious about it. Not that it's not, it's not one size is fitting to everybody. One shoe size is not fitting to everybody, right? So it needs to be customized to every person. Likewise, product market fit, if you make it happen to one market, you can't just, blindly කඩවත කට්ටියට සෙට් වුණා කියලා මේක මේ අනුරාධපුරේ කට්ටියට සෙට් වෙයි කියලා එකක් නැහැ. එහෙම නැත්නම් ඔයා කොළඹට කරන ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එක ට්‍රින්කොමලිට සෙට් වෙයි කියලා එකක් නැහැ. එහෙම නැහැ. You'll have to do the same process and you'll have to do little customization. That was probably products in Colombo doesn't have Tamil font. Probably when it goes to Trincomalee, it might have Tamil font. That's how these customizations work. And once achieved, always maintain කියලා එකක් නැහැ. කියන්නේ once I have done a fantastic job with the product market fit. Now my product is ever fit to go. No, nothing like that. අපි නිකන් exercise කරනවා වගේ. කියන්නේ වගේ තමයි. අපි gym ගිහිල්ලා muscles gain කරනවා. අද මම muscles gain කරා කියලා මම තව අවුරුදු දෙකකින් මේ muscles මට gain වෙලා තියෙන්නේ නැහැ. I'll have to continuously do it. නැත්නම් මොකද වෙන්නේ? තඩි බඩවල දාලා I go out of shape. So that's how it is. Product market fit is like being fit. Your product is being fit to market. Something, okay, mage concept එක තමයි පළවෙනි දේ. මගේ product එක තමයි the first thing and the market is second. It's wrong. I mean, it's throughout. You need to be very conscious about the market throughout. And relying solely on matrices. I mean, you don't sync with the market, but you just, look at the matrices and see, okay, mage product එක හොඳයි. That's wrong. And it's not a one-time event, like as I told. I mean, it's not something, it's not a milestone. You just achieve it, close it. No, I mean, you build a feature, you close it, that's fine. But it's product market fit, you just, it's not a milestone. You just achieve it and close it. No, it has to be continuously done. And we need to, while do the product market fit, අපි customer ගේ ප්‍රශ්න විසඳ ඉන්න අතරේ අනිත් කෙනත් ඇවිල්ලා customer ගේ ප්‍රශ්න විසඳනවාද කියන අපි බලන්න ඕනේ. ඒ කියන්නේ හිතන්නකෝ දැන් that's what happened to Amazon Fire phones. I mean, they were not worried about the market competition. They just saw that there is tempting demand for this touch screen phones, so it ඔක්කොම වැඩ කැලි තියෙන phone එකකට, but they didn't worry that the other guys are also getting into the market. They have already come into the market and they are giving amazing stuff. They were just launching their product, they failed. ඒ නිසා competition එක කියන එක හරිම වැදගත්. අපිට අර මම සබන් උදාහරණයක් ගත්තොත් ලක්ස්ද තියෙන රෙක්සෝනද තියෙන මේ අපි බලන්න ඕන අනිත් අය දෙන්නේ මොනවද? මේගොල්ලන් මේ සබන් කැටෙත් එක්ක තව මොනවද දෙන්නේ? කොහොමද මේගොල්ලන් මේක differentiate කරන්නේ? That is very critical. And customer feedback එක අපි හරියට ගන්න ඕනේ. කියන්නේ සමහරක් විට අපි නිකන් අපිට lazy customer. I have seen it in many corporates that for them what they do is like call කරලා කියනවා. Right? I have seen it. මේ මම ඔයාට feedback form එකක් එවනවා. මට හොඳ feedback එකක් දාලා එවන්න. Does it work, guys? No, it doesn't work, right? I mean, you can't work on a product like that. You need to get the genuine feedback. ඔයාලා යාළු customer කෙනෙක්ගෙන් ඔයාට වෙන fit customer කෙනෙක්ගෙන් විතරක් අහලා feedback අරගෙන බෑ. You need to really get the feedback from the genuine feedback from the customer. Otherwise, you are just killing your own product. So these are the misconceptions of product market fit. I mean, any entrepreneur, any new product development organization or a product organization or a startup, anything, please be mindful. Don't be blinded with these misconceptions. These are very critical. You go wrong at one place, I mean, done. You don't have a product to talk about later. And let's talk about certain success stories that who have really done this job nicely and uh, brought their products to markets. I'll take the same previous examples that we have spoken about Airbnb and how they have done these things each step and empathizing the founders. As I told you, the founders themselves have rented out their house. Any questions, guys? Sorry. Yeah, before we get into here, do we have any questions? Larika, do we have any questions?
I don't see any questions in the chat. Maybe we can give them a chance during the Q&A session.
All right, sure. Okay, so how Airbnb has gone through all these steps and built a nice, fantastic product is like these founders, they themselves have experienced the difficulty of getting getting an economical place to stay when they're abroad. So they have started renting their house, their own apartment, to people who are coming for a conference. That went success. Then what they did was like uh, they built a very fundamental kind of basic website, very basic, very not fancy thing, and they started getting house owners to that, and they started publishing it to those who are coming to different places. That was the very basic thing that they have done. And they have gathered the feedback from different people. They feel that okay, there is a dying need. I mean, just because I have felt it bad or I have felt it needed, මට හිතන්න බෑ. දැන් මට ප්‍රශ්නයක් තිබ්බ කියලා ඒක අනිත් අයට තියෙනවා කියලා මට හිතන්න බෑ. What they have done to verify that there is a real burning problem in the market, they have done this. They have built this idea, this created Airbnb platform, and they have given it to different stakeholders. Their stakeholders were obviously house owners and the visitors. ඒගොල්ලන්ට මේ platform එක දුන්නා, and they have tested the platform and they have got really good feedbacks. And they have officially launched their platform Airbnb in 2008. Before that, they have actually done it in a pocket size prototypes. I would say MVPs. Yeah, they have done it in MVP kind of a setup to gain the feedback. Once they have solidified that there is a burning problem and we can solve it with this platform, they have launched their product. And Tesla, actually, Elon Musk has started combating the climate change. And as a result of that, he has seen, I mean, he is a really genius in terms of businesses. I don't know, I mean, humanity, I mean, the other aspects, ethical aspect and all that, I'm not a good person to talk about that. But, in terms of businesses, in terms of innovation, new concepts, new ideas, we have a lot to gain from him. So he is a brilliant person, brilliant minded person. So he has started combating this climate change. He has he has seen this the big hole in the market, and which he would gain the advantage from. එහෙම ඒ requirement එක දැක්කලා, ඒ කියන්නේ අපිට ගොඩක් වෙලාවට requirements දැක්කට අපිට අර බල්බ් එක පත්තු වෙන්නේ නැහැ නේ. මේකෙන් මෙහෙම දෙයක් කරන්න පුළුවන් කියන එක අපිට හිතෙන්නේ නැහැ. හැබැයි මේ මිනිස්සයා, he has really understood the gravity of this problem and the impact of the solution that he can give it to. ඒක තේරුම් අරගෙන what he has done was like he has just conceptualized a high level car kind of a thing, high performance electric vehicle, right? And what he has done is like he has built a prototype. He has built this Tesla Roadster, and as a POC, proof of concept, and he has brought in this enthusiast around this vehicle and got the feedback. And he has really got the feedback, and actually he could generate very amazing kind of feedbacks that he has even never thought of. So with that, what he has done was like he has built a future car. not a present car. If you really see, I mean, I'm just wondering how he has come up with these designs. These cars are just like, you know, the stuff that we see in the future, not today. So they have built these future cars. Those are the feedbacks that he has got from different people that he has showed this up to, and, you know, got the feedback from. So he has expanded and he has built a nice lineup of vehicles, and he launched his series of vehicles, which was a huge success, humongous success. He has really seen a problem and he has driven the process entirely fitting with the market. So he has made sure that his product is fitting with the market. And I'll take one. Are we running out of time?
We are 5 minutes, a little bit behind the time. So
okay. I'll just, you know, fast track this. I mean, I have a little more content here. Okay, now I thought of taking an example for you to understand how do you practically apply this product market fit with one classic example that we all know. Student teacher parent communication app. දැන් අපි ඔය COVID කාලේ හැමෝම වගේ use කරා, WhatsApp use කරා, Teams use කරා. හැම platform එකකම අපිට ප්‍රශ්න තිබ්බනේ. දැන් ඒතර අපි දැන් ලංකාවේදී ගත්තට පස්සේ what we used to do is like WhatsApp message එකක් දානවා. එහෙම නැත්නම් අපි ළමයාගේ ලියුමක් එවනවා. ওই වගේ තමයි තියෙන්නේ. අපිට parents teacher meeting එකකට හරි ළමයාගේ report එක හරි බලන්න ඕන physical, I mean in person අපි ගිහිල්ලා හම්බෙන්න ඕනේ teacher. අපිට call එකක් දාලාවත් අහන්න බෑ ළමයි ලංකාවේ ගොඩක් වෙලාවට. ඒතර in these kind of countries, I mean specifically in Australia, I have seen it. Every school has a student-teacher communication app, student-teacher-parent communication app. It has pretty much everything, your kids' timetable to curriculum to results to performance to absent, you know, notes to everything you have in the platform. So these are the critical things when you I mean, these are the critical things you need to probably think about when you're building a student teacher parent communication app. ඒකෙදි ෆන්ඩමෙන්ටලිම ඔයගලන්ට හිතන්න තියෙන්නේ ස්ටුඩන්ට් ඉන්නවා, ටීචර් ඉන්නවා, පේරන්ට් ඉන්නවා. ඔය තුන් ගොල්ලෝ තුන් විදිහක්, right? Then if you build an application for patients to book an appointment, pretty much you talk about a similar kind of target audience. හැබැයි මේ වගේ app එකක් ගත්තම it's so complicated because you know ළමයා එක විදිහක්, ළමයි හිතන විදිහ එක විදිහක්, teachers හිතන විදිහ තව විදිහක්, parents තව විදිහක්. So it's a diverse user group. I mean, it has, you know, different kind of requirements. එතකොට මේ හැම කෙනෙකුටම you need to build it user friendly. You need to make sure that the security and the privacy is established, and communications, different communication channels තියෙන්න ඕනේ.
Sagar, are you trying to ask a question? Sagar Madhuvage, can I ask, are you trying to ask a question? I know, I think that's a no.
Yeah. Okay. Likewise, and we'll have to probably integrate with the existing school management system and different customizations and personalization for different subjects, different student groups. Likewise, there are multiple things that you need to consider when you're building such kind of an application. So before you get into the application or building or the product concept, or even before you talk to the relevant stakeholders to get, you know, empathize with them, you need to understand these aspects. You need to do a thorough background check on the area that, you know, for you to build a strong foundation to make an argument, make a communication, make a feedback with your target audience. These are, you know, a couple of screens that I thought that would share with you guys, you know, when you how diversified that could be when it comes to different applications. And in this example, I just, you know, run through this, not in detail. And at the empathizing level, you can probably conduct interviews with your target audience. You can build focus groups. Focus groups means that you have structured setup you have a structured topic to talk about, and there is a moderator. He keeps on asking questions, keeps on giving opinions, gathering inputs from different groups. Likewise, you can build your discussion and get down your ideas. And we need to also understand their pain points, probably what they would love to have, what are the challenges they had with their previous platforms, where they have failed to get their service done from the previous platforms, and build the individual personas. As I said, we have three different kinds, many different kinds of user groups there. So we need to build individual personas, individual user categories, your exact target audience, for us to understand their real pain points. And we can then bring those ideas to you to brainstorming and build one nice concept. So there you get the nice concept, and this concept then become a prioritized then prioritized based on the gravity of the requirement, and you build the prototype. It could be, in this case, it could be just mock-up screens. Pass each and every screen, but still there is no real functionality happens, but you click this and go to that, and likewise you go through the entire process and you get the feedback from your audience. Once that is done, and once you have got the feedback from your teachers to parents to your students, and you have tested, probably you have understood the technical viability of connecting different applications, and once you have done everything, you get to the building and testing level. So you build your concept, probably your minimum viable product, and you do the minimum level of integrations. You start off with the highest risk things. You don't want to be surprised at the end. You start with the highest risk thing at the first, and you find solutions for problems there, and you build the final product, final sellable, I would say, product. The minimum viable could be, minimum lovable could be product, and take it to the market. And then you get the feedback. You still keep on collecting feedbacks from your students, from your teachers, from your parents, and whether we inquire them whether now are you happy with this product. We observe them, probably when they are surfing through the platform. We observe their web footage, maybe app footage, whether they have really navigated it nicely. Likewise, we collect their feedback from different means, and finally we implement stuff and we launch it to the market, and we still keep on monitoring. That's the it's a very long process. I made it short as we are running out of time, and we need to wrap up this quite fast. I know you guys are also waiting for that. So this is the story, and this actually is kind of thing that I thought of sharing with you, with special request from Kalana. Because for every product, as I told you guys earlier, there is a strategy. So what does this strategy covers is basically the blueprint of the product execution. Fundamental product strategy, there is one canvas, one paper that we build to share with everybody, not the outside people, but internal critical stakeholders, to get their consent, to make them aware, and to build congruence within teams, build common understanding, build convergence towards one goal. We build this one single paper which we call as product strategy canvas. Product strategy canvas pretty much covers everything about your product, not the features, but high level stuff. What problems that you are trying to solve, who is your target audience, what is your product vision, what are the milestones or probably goals of your product, what by this year, where you're planning to reach, and what kind of approaches you probably have towards your product, and what kind of key activities that you plan to perform. It could be building the go-to-market strategy, and different support structures that you build. Likewise, different key activities that you probably do in the product. and what kind of business model you adopt, whether you go with partnerships, whether you go with revenue share, whether you, how do you basically price it, but how will you are, how you are planning to basically bring in revenue streams to your product, and what kind of cost structures, pretty much everything that makes sense for the product success. We put on this product strategy canvas. Different organizations practice this in different way. There is no hard and fast rule that you need to add this and that. I mean, these are some high level stuff. Some people incorporate these, but some people don't. Some people incorporate something more. The product strategy canvas is quite a huge one for some people. But I have been in certain products, actually they don't have a product strategy canvas, to be very honest. They maintain it in a slide stack. They put together everything in a slide stack, and they plan it out in that way. And some have in we have product tools like Aha, Jira and all that, so some populate them in those tools. Some have a physical structure or a board kind of a thing. They post everything on the wall, so they have physical product strategy canvas. Likewise, it's a very individual sort of a process that we all follow towards building product strategy canvas. There is no hard and fast rule for building it, but still better you guys know it, do a bit of research if you are trying to, I mean, as I heard from you all that probably you are involved with startups. This kind of a thing is a very critical initiative, I would say, in startups and any product organization, because you guys can build this congruence within the team. And these are a couple of examples I actually found interesting from the internet. I mean, that's what I told. See, these two product strategy canvases are different. That is purely your willingness to have it and how you basically willing to have it. It's so individual. And okay, now we have come to the conclusion. I'll just wrap up what we have discussed so far today. We have spoken about why some products are successful, why some products are failing. And in, some giant brand names, those who are spending a lot on researchers, market feedbacks and all that, why still they are getting failed in their products. And how to achieve product success. What are the critical things that we need to consider in terms of achieving the product success? And we have spoken about the product management in a nutshell, that we spoke about the product manager, product strategy, vision, all these high-level concepts. And we studied the product market fit and why the product market fit is absolutely crucial for a product. And then we went through the entire product development life cycle to understand how product market fit is coming together with each of these steps, each of these, life cycle stages. And we have also spoken about the misconceptions of product market fit, where we go wrong, where do we think that, it's not important. Likewise, what are the misconceptions of product market fit? And we have spoken about success stories, which is, we spoke about Airbnb, Telstra, how they have pretty much aligned the product market fit throughout their product development journey. Then we went to our example, which actually we didn't spoke much about it because, due to all these constraints. And I just, shared you guys one extra tip, kind of food for thought, product strategy canvas. So these are the content pretty much today in our presentation. I think I totally understand this is quite, extensive for you all, quite thick for you all, but still, if at least, part of this was good enough for you to understand, I'm happy, and you have a long journey to do your own research and build your own lovely products. Okay, guys, now it's time for the question and answer session. I'll stop.
So if anyone got any questions, like anything you need to clarify or even if you need something to be translated into Sinhalese, then that also you can request. Having said that, Shameera, can we go through that product market fit diagram in Sinhala medium? Like can we do that in a simple way without
Yes.
going into details?
Yeah. Give me 1 second. I'll share this for you.
සිංහලෙන් කිව්වොත් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මොන හරි ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා නම් මොන හරි ක්ලැරිෆයි කරගන්න තියෙනවා නම් දැන් තමයි ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ chance එක. ඇත්තටම ශමීරා කිව්වා වගේ සමහර දේවල් in detail ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මේ වෙලාවේ තේරෙන්නේ නැති වෙන්න පුළුවන්, but still ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ඒ දේවල් search කරලා ඉස්සරහට ඒ දේවල් ඉගෙන ගන්න මේක chance එකක්.
අපි කොයි තැනද කතා කරන්න ඕන?
product market fit diagram එක අපි problem එක define කරන එක, test කරන එක, implement කරනවා
Okay.
steps.
Right. මේක right?
Yeah. So
මේක ඇත්තටම product development life cycle එක. කියන්නේ අපි මම අර කලින් කිව්වා වගේ ඕනම product එකක් market එකට ආපු ඕනම product එකක් අපි intentionally or unintentionally අපි මේ process එක follow කරලා තියෙන්නේ. එතන මේ process එක ගත්තට පස්සේ අපි මුලින්ම අපි මාකට් එකේ තියෙන ප්‍රශ්නේ මොකද්ද? මාකට් එකේ තියෙන බර්නින් ඉෂුව එක මොකද්ද? මාකට් එකට අපින් වෙන්න ඕනේ. මොකද්ද මාකට් එක අපි විසඳනකම් බලන් ඉන්නේ කියන එක තමයි අපි මේ අන්ඩර්ස්ටෑන්ඩ් කියන එකෙන් කරන්නේ. අන්ඩර්ස්ටෑන්ඩ් කියන එකේ මේක ඇත්තටම හැම ප්‍රොඩක්ට් ඕගනයිසේෂන් එකක්ම එහෙම නැත්නම් හැම ප්‍රොඩක්ට් ප්‍රැක්ටිෂනර් කෙනෙක්ම එකම විදිහට ඩිෆයින් කරන්නේ නැහැ. දැන් අපි ලෝකේ ගත්තන් පස්සේ ප්‍රොඩක්ට් මැනේජ්මන්ට් ගැන කතා කරන ගොඩාක් ගුරුස්ලා ඉන්නවා. ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ එක එක්කෙනාගේ ඩිෆිනිෂන්ස් වෙනස්. එක එක්කෙනා ඩිෆයින් කරන ස්ටේජස්. දැන් මෙතන මේ අපි දකින රවුන්ඩ් 6ක්. සමහරෙක් මේක රවුන්ඩ් 4ක්, රවුන්ඩ් 5ක්. මීට වඩා වැඩි එක්ස්පෑන්ඩඩ් version එකක් ඔය වගේ තියෙන පුළුවන්. හැබැයි මේ හැම දෙයක්ම කතා කරන්නේ එකම දේ. ඒතර මේ අන්ඩර්ස්ටෑන්ඩ් කියන එක ගත්තට පස්සේ එතෙන්දි තමයි අපි මාකට් එකේ තියෙන ප්‍රශ්නේ මොකද්ද? අපිට මාකට් එකේ හොඳටම විසඳ ගන්න පුළුවන් ප්‍රශ්නේ මොකද්ද? මාකට් එකේ තියෙන බරපතලම ප්‍රශ්නේ මොකද්ද? අපි ඒගොල්ලත් එක්ක සින්ක්‍රොනයිස් වෙනවා. අපි ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ පේන් පොයින්ට්ස් අඳුන ගන්නවා. අපි ඒගොල්ලන්ට තියෙන ප්‍රශ්න මොනවද කියලා තේරුම් ගන්නවා. තේරුම් අරගෙන අපිට බිස්නස් එකටත් වැලියු එකක් දෙන, කස්ටමර්ටත් වැලියු එකක් දෙන. අපි ඇත්තටම ප්‍රොඩක්ට් මැනේජ්මන්ට් හෝ නිව් ප්‍රොඩක්ට් ඩෙවලොප්මන්ට් ගත්තම අපි ඇත්ත කතන්දරේ අපි මේ මාකට් එකේ ප්‍රශ්න විසඳලාම අපිට හරියන්නේ නෑනේ. අපි ඇත්තටම මාකට් එකේ ප්‍රශ්නයක් විසඳ ගන්න අපිට රිටර්න් එකක් හම්බ වෙන එක. අපිට නැත්නම් අපිට සස්ටේනබිලිටි එකක් නැහැ. අපිට අපේ බිස්නස් එකක් විදියට ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එකක් විදියට අපිට සස්ටේන් වෙන්න බෑ. excuse me. එතකොට අපි එහෙම හිතුවතින් අපි මේ ස්ටේජ් එකේදී කරන්නේ අපි ප්‍රශ්නේ මොකක්ද කියන එක රිෆයින් කරගන්න. ප්‍රශ්න ගොඩාක් එන්න පුළුවන්. අපි ඊට පස්සේ මේ ඩෙෆිනිෂන් ස්ටේජ් එකේදී ප්‍රශ්න ටික ලිස්ට් ඩවුන් කරගන්නවා. අපි ප්‍රශ්න ටික ප්‍රයොරිටයිස් කරනවා. අපිට ක්‍රිටිකල් ටික මෙන්න මේක. අර අපි ආපු ඔක්කොම අයිඩියාස් ටික එක දැනකට දාලා ක්‍රිටිකල්ම ප්‍රශ්නේ මේක. ඊට පස්සේ අපි එනවා අයිඩියේට් කියන එකේදී ක්‍රිටිකල් ප්‍රශ්නේ විසඳන්නේ කොහොමද? ක්‍රිටිකල් ප්‍රශ්නේ විසඳන ආකාරය තමයි අපි අයිඩියේෂන් එකේදී අපි හයි ලෙවල් ප්‍රොඩක්ට් කොන්සෙප්ට් එක බිල්ඩ් කරලා කරන්නේ. එතින්දී අපි ප්‍රොඩක්ට් අයිඩියාස් මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ විසඳන්න තියෙන හොඳම විසඳුම මොකද්ද? මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ විසඳන්න තියෙන සරලම විසඳුම මොකද්ද? මේ ප්‍රශ්නේ විසඳන්න තියෙන අප්‍රෝච් එක මොකද්ද? ඔන්න ඕක තමයි අපේ ෆයිනල් ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එක විදියට එන්නේ. ඊට පස්සේ ඒ එන ටික අපි පේපර්ස් වලට එහෙම නැත්නම් මොන හරි ෆිසිකල් දෙයකට අපි ගන්නවා. මම අර කලින් කිව්වා වගේ අපි හිතන්නකෝ සබන් බිස්නස් එකක් කියලා. සබන් බිස්නස් එකක නම් අපි සබන් කැටේ අපි දැන් ගොඩක් හැඩ වැඩ දාන්නේ අපි නිකන් ස්ක්වෙයාර් ෂේප් සබන් කැටයක්. ඒක අපිට ෆන්ඩමෙන්ටලි ඒ ප්‍රශ්නේ විසඳෙනවා. සබන් එකෙන් වෙන්න ඕන වැඩේ වෙනවා. අර ෆැන්සි දේවල්, ලස්සන බොක්සස්, ලස්සන රැපින් ඒ වගේ දේවල් නෑ. හැබැයි ස්ටිල් ප්‍රශ්නේ විසඳනවා. ඒතර අපි මේ අපි පේපර් අපි නැත්නම් අපි මොබයිල් ඇප්ලිකේෂන් එකක් නා අපි පේපර් වර්ක්. එහෙමත් නැත්නම් මොකප් ස්ක්‍රීන්ස්. ওই වගේ දේවල් වලින් අපි ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එක මෙන්න මේකයි අපේ ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එකේ කියලා ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එකේ අපි 4 කොන මාක් කරගන්නවා. අපි මෙන්න මේකයි කරන්න යන්නේ කියලා. ඒ මාක් කරගෙන අපි ඒක ප්‍රසන්ට් කරනවා ආයෙත් අපේ අර ටාගට් ඔඩියන්ස් එකට. ටාගට් ඔඩියන්ස් එකට දුන්නාම ඒගොල්ලන් බලනවා මේ සබන් කෙටි සුවඳයි. හොඳයි මේක මට ගෑවට පස්සේ මම සුදු වෙනවා. ඔය වගේ අපිට ෆීඩ්බැක්ස් එනවා. දැන් අපි අර පේපර් වර්ක් කරලා දෙන එකක් වුණත් එහෙම නැත්නම් අපි මොකප් ස්ක්‍රීන්ස් කරලා දෙන එකක් වුණත් කස්ටමර් මේ මොකප් ස්ක්‍රීන්ස් through යනවා. ගිහිල්ලා ඒගොල්ලන් ෆයිනලි එනවා තැනකට හරි මේකේ මට මෙන්න මේ ටික පොඩ්ඩක් වෙනස් වුණා නම් හොඳයි. මේකේ නැවිගේට් කරන්න අමාරුයි. මේකේ මට මේ ඕන කරන ෆීචර්ස් ටික මට එකතැනක හොයාගන්න බෑ. ඔය වගේ අපිට ෆීඩ්බැක්ස් දෙනවා. ඒතර ඒ ෆීඩ්බැක්ස් අරගත්තට පස්සේ ඒකෙන් අපි ප්‍රොඩක්ට් අයිඩියා එක ආයෙ රිෆයින් කරගන්නවා. ප්‍රොඩක්ට් අයිඩියා එක රිෆයින් කරගෙන අපි යනවා රියල් ප්‍රොඩක්ට් ඩිවෙලොප්මන්ට් ස්ටේජ් එකේදී. ප්‍රොඩක්ට් ඩිවෙලොප්මන්ට් ස්ටේජ් එකේදී අපි දැන් ප්‍රැක්ටිස් කරන්නේ අජයිල් කියන එක, ස්ක්‍රම් කියන එක. අපි දැන් ඉස්සර තමයි waterfall කියලා විදිහක් තිබුණා. අපි මුළු ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එකම හදලා, ඒ කියන්නේ මුළු ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එකේම රික්වයර්මන්ට් එක අරගන්නවා, මුළු ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එකම හදලා තමයි මාකට් එකට දාන්නේ. එතකොට හිතන්න මුළු ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එකම හදන්න අපිට අවුරුද්දක් ගියා නම් අවුරුද්දක් ඇතුළත මේ දැන් තියෙන ඩයිනමික් මාකට් එක සෑහෙන දුරකට වෙනස් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. එතකොට මේ සෑහෙන දුරකට වෙනස් වෙච්ච මාකට් එකට අපි දාන්නේ අවුට්ඩේටඩ් ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එකක්. අපි මේ විසඳන්නේ මීට අවුරුද්දකට කලින් කස්ටමර්ස්ලාට තිබ්බ ප්‍රශ්නයක්. දැන් හිතන්නකෝ මොබයිල් මාකට් එක ගත්තම ඔයා මීට අවුරුද්දකට කලින් කස්ටමර් සර්වේ එකක් කරලා ප්‍රොඩක්ට් කොන්සෙප්ට් එකක් ගත්තනම් ඒක තව ඒක මම අද ලොන්ච් කරලා හරියන්නේ නැහැ. මම අද ලොන්ච් කරන්න අද මාකට් එකේ ප්‍රශ්නයක්. ඒ නිසා දැන් තියෙන software development වල විතරක් නෙමෙයි, අතරම ඔක පටන් ගත්තේ software development වල මේ agile කියන methodology එක. දැන් software වල විතරක් නෙමෙයි, manufacturing වල හැම ලෝකේ බහුතරයක් ඉන්ඩස්ට්‍රීස් වල ප්‍රොඩක්ට්ස් හැදෙන තැන්වල ප්‍රොජෙක්ට්ස් යන තැන්වල මේ agile කියන එක පාවිච්චි වෙනවා. මේ පොඩි iterations පොඩි ඉන්ක්‍රිමන්ට්ස් වලින් තමයි ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එක කරන්නේ. ඔයා ඒ කියන්නේ දැන් software development අපි කියනවා software development අපි සති දෙකක අපි පොඩි සති දෙකකින් චූටි development එකක් කරලා එළියට දානවා. තව සති දෙකකින් තව ටිකක්. ওই විදිහ සති දෙකේව යම් 3ක් විතර අහම අපි එක version එකක්. එහෙම නැත්නම් එක sub version එකක්. ඔය විදිහට ඉන්ක්‍රිමෙන්ටල් විදිහට ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එක එළියට දානවා. මොකද අපිට එතකොට ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එකේ චේන්ජස් කේටර් කරන්න ලේසි. මාකට් එකේ ලොකු චේන්ජ් එකක් අපිට පොඩි කාලයක් ඇතුළත වෙන්නේ නැහැ. හැබැයි අපි ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එක ඉන්ක්‍රිමෙන්ටලි දානකොට අපි මාකට් එකකින් හොඳට ඉගෙනගෙන ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එක ග්‍රෝ කරන්න පුළුවන්. අපි හිතමු අර මම සබන් එක්සැම්පල් එකම ගත්තම දැන් ඔයා සබන් කැට 5000ක් එක සැරේ හදලා එළියට දාන්න නැතුව ඔයා සබන් කැට 50ක් 100ක් එහෙම නැත්නම් 20ක් 30ක් හදලා එළියට දාලා ෆීඩ්බැක් ගන්නවා. එතකොට කියනවා මේ සබන් කැටේ දිය වෙනවා වැඩි. මේකේ පෙන නැහැ. මොකක් හරි ඔයාලට ෆීඩ්බැක් එකක් එනවනේ. හැබැයි ඔයා 5000ම හදලා එළියට දැම්මොත් ඔයාට ඒ ටික ඔයාට වේස්ට් එකක්. ඒතර ඔයාගේ ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එකට ඒ 5000 දෙනෙක්ගෙන් එන නෙගටිව් ෆීඩ්බැක් එකක්. හැබැයි ඔයා 50ක් විතර දාලා ඒගොල්ලන්ගෙන් එන ෆීඩ්බැක් එක ඔයාට හරි ලිමිටඩ්. හැබැයි ස්ටිල් ඒගොල්ලන්ගෙන් එන ෆීඩ්බැක් එක ඔයාට චේන්ජ් කරන්න ලේසි. ඒ චේන්ජ් එක කේට කරලා ඒ 50 කන්වින්ස් කරලා ඉතුරු මාකට් එකට ඔයාට හොඳ ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එකක් විදිහට යන්න පුළුවන්. ඒක තමයි ඔයා මේ ඩෙවලොප්මන්ට් ඇන්ඩ් ටෙස්ට් කියන ස්ටේජ් එකේදී කරන්නේ. ඒ ටෙස්ට් කියන එක ඔක්කොම ටික කරලා ඔයාට ෂුවර් වුණාම ඔයාගේ ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එක දැන් මාකට් එකට යන්න හොඳයි කියලා ඔයා ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එක රියලි කමර්ෂියලි ලොන්ච් කරනවා. ඕක තමයි ප්‍රොඩක්ට් ඩෙවලොප්මන්ට් ලයිෆ් සයිකල් එකේ ස්ටේජස් ටික. ක්‍රිටිකල්ම දේ මේ ලයිෆ් සයිකල් එකේ කිසිම ස්ටේජ් එකකදී ඔයාට මාකට් කේක දැන් අපි මේ ස්ටේජස් ඔක්කොගම අපිට පේන්නේ ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එක සම්බන්ධ දෙයක් නේ. හැබැයි මේකේ අන්ඩර්ලයින් අර ට්‍රුත් එක තමයි මේ කිසිම ස්ටේජ් එකකදී ඔයාට මාකට් එක කියන එක ඔයාට අමතක කරන්න බෑ. ඕක තමයි ඔයා මොන ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එක ඩෙවලොප් කරන්න හිතුවත් ඔයා ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එකට දෙන ફોකස් එක, ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එකට දෙන එම්ෆසිස් එක ඒහා සමානවම හෝ ඊට වැඩියෙන් සමහරක් වෙලාවට ඔයා මාකට් එකට දෙන්න ඕනේ. මොකද ඔයා මොන දේ හැදුවත් අන්තිමට ඔයාගේ ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එක ගිහින් නවතින්නේ මාකට් එකේ. ඒගොල්ලන් ඕක ගත්තේ නැත්නම් ඔයා මොන මල් දාලා නෙමෙයි මොනවා දාලා හැදුවත් ඔයාට ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එකේ සක්සස් එකක් එන්නේ නැහැ. ඕක තමයි මේකේ සරල කතාව. ධාරිකා
Shameera, thank you for that. ඒක ඇත්තටම මේ ගොඩක් important දේවල් අපි කතා කරා මේක diagram එකක් වුණාට මම හිතනවා අපේ school teams වලටයි ඔක්කොටම ගොඩක් දේවල් මේ presentation එකෙන් අපි ඉගෙන ගත්තා කියලා. So before we move on, I would like to give like another few more seconds if anyone got any questions or any clarifications they want to ask. Otherwise, we can go on with the presentation because we are kind of behind the timeline. Anyone got any questions? Anything? Especially school teams? Just maybe?
Yeah, if you
All
guys
right.
want to reach me, I'll share my LinkedIn once again, so that if you guys just have any questions, if you have LinkedIn or any, LinkedIn profile, probably some might have. You can just pass your questions on to me. I can
Yeah,
pleasure.
that's a good idea, Shameera. And also,
Yeah.
if you don't feel comfortable talking about your questions now, maybe you can contact your team coordinators or the organizing committee of this project if you have any questions, so we can direct them to Shameera. So you'll get your answers later after the session. So with that, yeah, I think that was a very fantastic presentation we had. Thank you so much, Shameera. Thank you for sharing your knowledge and expertise with us on this subject. I think we covered a very aspect of entrepreneurship, because product market fit and market growth is something an entrepreneur has to master for a successful journey. So, moving on, I would like to share my screen again.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I was actually really enjoying making all of these things for you guys. It's I really enjoyed participating to this. Thank you so much for getting me in.
You're more than welcome, Shameera. Thank you so much. So next we have another important thing to discuss. Uh, so now we are available in social media. I hope you can see my screen. So we'll be using Facebook page and a YouTube channel as a secondary communication to keep you on toes about the latest updates of the project. And also please follow the Facebook page SLESA.entrepreneurs.bootcamp, as well as the YouTube channel SL Engineers in SA. And please subscribe to this YouTube channel as well. සිංහලෙන් කිව්වොත් අපි සමාජ මාධ්‍ය ඔස්සේ ඔයගොල්ලන් සමග කනෙක්ට් වෙන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. අපේ Facebook page එක follow කරලා තියාගන්න. ඒ වගේම අපේ YouTube channel එක subscribe කරලා තියාගන්න. මොකද YouTube channel එකේදී ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මේ videos අපි upload කරාම ඒව rewatch කරන්න පුළුවන්. ඒතර ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මොන හරි miss වෙච්ච දෙයක් තියෙනවා නම් ඒ දේවල් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට එතනදී ආපහු බලන්න. Moving on, we have another heads up for the team. To explain that, I would like to invite Kalana Vitanage from our organizing committee. Over to you, Kalana.
Hello, everyone. So we are like in the third week of the program. අපි දැන් මේ program එක සති 20ක program එකක්. මේ සති 20 program එකේ අපි තුන්වෙනි සතියේ අවසානයේ තමයි දැන් ඉන්නේ. ඒ කියන්නේ now we are almost like 15% completed. So we have a way to proceed as well. But at the end of next couple of weeks, a few things needs to happen. First thing is, I assume that most of you already might have visited, met your team coordinator and had your first meeting, so you get to know each other, which is good. And next milestone is to identify a product, what idea that you are going to develop and make it to the finals in this bootcamp. මම සිංහලෙන් කියන්නම්. දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ මේ සති කිහිපය තුළ ඔයගොල්ලෝ මේ ඔයාලගේ ටීම් කෝඩිනේටර්ත් එක්ක සම්බන්ධ වෙලා පළවෙනි මීටින් එක තියන්න ඇති. බොහෝ දෙනා. ඉතින් මේ එතකොට ඊළඟ සති දෙකේ තියෙන ප්‍රධානම කාරණය තමයි ඔයගොල්ලගේ අදහස් මොන හරි කියන්නේ මොකද්ද ඔයගොල්ලෝ හදන නිෂ්පාදනය කියලා. ඒ ගැන brainstorming කරලා ඒ ගැන කල්පනා කරලා හැමෝමත් එක්ක අදහස් අරගෙන ඒ ගැන කතා කරලා මේ මොකද්ද කියන අදහසකට එන එක. Shall we move to the next slide? Dylan? Yeah. අර ශමීරා කිව්වා වගේ main step එක තමයි දැන් අපි we are in the ideation phase where we need to collect all your million ideas. Doesn't mean to be million, but could be like maybe 5 or 10 of them, and put it into a table like this. And maybe if you can evaluate each of idea, what are the features of this product, how whether this product meet the market, who is the customer, can we prototype this with our skills, time, and budget, how much does it cost to prototype, how long will it take to prototype, and whether we have customers available for testing this, and how much profit ultimately we can make out of this session. So මං කිව්වේ මේ දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ දැන් මේ වගේ අදහස් ගොඩක් මේ එකතු කරනවා ඇති ඔයගොල්ලෝ ටීම් එකේ ඇතුලේ සාකච්ඡාවලදී. ඒකෙදී මේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ට එන අදහස් 5 හරි 10 හරි කලෙක්ට් කරන්න. ඒ කියන්නේ කලෙක්ට් පුළුවන් තරම් එක මේ එකතු කරගන්න. එකතු කරගෙන ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ ටීම් මීටින් එකේදී ඔය කතා කරන්න මේ අදහස් මේ වගේ වගුවක දාලා ඔයගොල්ලන්ට බලන්න පුළුවන්. මේ නිෂ්පාදනයෙන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ දෙන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙන ෆීචර්ස් මොනවද? මේකට මාකට් එකක් තියෙනවද? මේකට කස්ටමර් කවුද? ඒ කස්ටමර් අපිට ගිහිල්ලා හම්බ වෙන්න පුළුවන්ද? ඊළඟට මේක හදන්න අපිට කොච්චර වගේ මේ වියදමක් යනවද? කොච්චර ටයිම් එකක් යනවද? ඒ ගැන පොඩි අදහසක් ගන්න. ඒක ඩීටේල් වෙන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. නමුත් පොඩි අදහසක් ගන්න. එතකොට ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මේවා කම්පෙයාර් කරලා බලන්න පුළුවන්. මේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ට තියෙන අදහස් 5 හෝ 10න් මොකද්ද ඔයගොල්ලෝ ඊළඟට ඉස්සරහට අරන් යන්න කියලා. So you have to select out of 5 or 10 ideas you have. You have to shortlist which idea you are progressing to the next stage. So out of this table and comparison analysis, you can try to find which is to move to your next chapter. ඊළඟට දැන් අපේ මේ ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එක තුලින් අපිට ඔයගලට දෙන්නේ අවස්ථාවක් ඔයගලගේ හැකියාවන් පෙන්වන්න සහ දේවල් ඉගෙන ගන්න. We are here to support. අපි ඔයගලට support කරන්න තමයි ඉන්නේ. එතකොට but you මේකෙදි ප්‍රධාන වැඩේ කරන්න ඕන ඔයගොල්ලෝ. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ මේකට join වෙන්න ඕන. ඊට පස්සේ seminars වලට ඒවා අහන්න ඕන. ඊට පස්සේ ඒකේ මොන හරි ප්‍රශ්න තියෙනවා ඒවා අහන්න ඕන. ඇත්තටම ප්‍රධාන වැඩේ කරන්න ඕගොල්ලෝ අපි ඔයගලට support කරන එක තමයි කරන්නේ. So this is your opportunity to shine, grow and showcase your talents. We are here all to support you. And you have to raise questions, you have to get it going, basically. And there's a saying called time is money. But I would disagree with that. Because money can be regenerated. If you lose money, you can regenerate it. But what all the resource people, as SLESA, all of us, and team coordinators, all of us, and you are giving a bit of your life into this program. Life doesn't come back. I mean, if you waste it, then it's gone. So you have to make the most out of this effort. මං කිව්වේ මේ කියමනක් තියෙනවා කාලය මේ මුදල් හා සමානයි කියලා. නමුත් ඒකත් එක්ක මම එකඟ වෙන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද ඒක මුදල් කියලා කිව්වොත් එහෙම ඔයාලට මුදල් නැති වුණොත් ආපහු හොයාගන්න පුළුවන්. නමුත් අපේ මේ ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එකේදී අපි මේකෙදී ඔයගලට හම් වෙන ටීම් කෝඩිනේටර්ස්ලා මේ සෙමිනාර්ස් කරන කට්ටිය ඊට පස්සේ ඔයාලගේ ටයිම් එක ඒව ඔක්කොම ඔයගලගේ ලයිෆ් එකෙන් ජීවිතෙන් කොටසක් තමයි ඔයගොල්ලෝ මේ ප්‍රෝග්‍රෑම් එක වෙනුවෙන් දෙන්නේ. එතකොට ඒ කාලයට ඒ ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ ලයිෆ් එකට ඒකට සාධාරණයක් ඉෂ්ට කරන්න. එතකොට මේ කියන්නේ ඒකට ફોකස් කරලා වැඩ කරන්න. අනිත් එක තමයි දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝගේ you have to work as a team. Like when I say team, you have your maybe 3 to 6 members in your team, and they will be assigned 2 coordinators. So you have to, as in a bird's flock, you have to achieve something together. Like we say, together everyone achieves more. So it's your this is a more of a team effort. So you have to work as a team and achieve what you want to do. This is your program to shine and showcase your talent. Yeah, I think that's all about I wanted to talk about. Just one quick inquiry, because I said that most of the teams should have met their team coordinators for the first meeting, but I see some of the teams maybe couldn't make it for the first team meeting. මෙන්න මේ ස්කෝල වලින් කවුරු හරි ඉන්නවනම් පොඩ්ඩක් අපිට මේ මීටින් එකට ජොයින් වෙලා තියෙනවනම් පොඩ්ඩක් chat එකේ හරි නැත්නම් වෙනම හරි පොඩ්ඩක් කතා කරන්න. ඉහළගොඩ සුමංගල විද්‍යාලයෙන් ෆියුචර් විනර්ස් කණ්ඩායමේ කවුරු හරි මේ මීටින් එකට ජොයින් වෙලා ඉන්නවද?
Anyone from Future Winners team?
Of Ihalakoda Sumangala Model School. Okay. Then ගාමිණී දිසානායක ජාතික පාසල ඒකේ ටීම්ස් දෙකක් ඉන්නවා පල්ස් ටෙක් කියන ටීම් එකේ කවුරු හරි ඉන්නවද? Okay, that's fine. Okay, maybe we have to arrange something to get them communicated. It's the other thing is communication is very important. If you can't reach you through the communication channels like through WhatsApp or other ways, we are very remote from you, so there wouldn't be any way to contact you. So please be responsive for your communication. මම කිව්වාගේ කියන්නේ දැන් අපි ගොඩක් ඔයගලත් එක්ක ඈතින් ඉන්නේ මේක සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම ඔන්ලයින් කරන ව්‍යාපෘතියක්. එතකොට මේ sannivedana හරහා තමයි අපිට මේ ඔයගලත් එක්ක සම්බන්ධතාවය තියාගන්න වෙන්නේ. එතකොට මේ ඔයගලට මොන හරි මැසේජ් එකක් ආවොත් එහෙනම් පොඩ්ඩක් ඒක මේ රෙස්පොන්ස් කරන්න. නැත්නම් අපිට අර sannivedana තියාගන්න අමාරුයි. එහෙම වුණොත් අර ඇක්ටිවිටීස් කරගන්න ටිකක් අමාරු වෙනවා ඒ වැඩවලට. මට හිතෙන්නේ මෙතනට ආපු කට්ටිය ඔක්කොම they have done the right things probably මේකට දැනට ආපු නැති කට්ටියට තමයි මැසේජ් එක සමහරකට ගිහිල්ලා නැත්තේ. Basically මට ඒ ටික තමයි කියන්න ඕනේ. Thank you very much. So back to
Thank you, Kavana. Yeah, let's move on with the session. So what is next? So our next session is on sales and marketing, which is planned to happen on 23rd of March. And as usual, it will also be on Zoom, and the Zoom link will be sent out closer to the date. So අපේ ඊළඟ seminar එක තමයි sales and marketing කියන subject එක තමයි අපි කතා කරන්නේ. ඒක 23rd of March තමයි අපි plan කරලා තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට ඔයගොල්ලන්ට එකට join වෙන්න පුළුවන් Zoom link එක through. ඒ වගේම අපි මේ seminar එකේදී අපි ගොඩක් important දේවල් කතා කරන්න බලාපොරොත්තු වෙනවා. ඔයගොල්ලෝ කොහොමද product එක sell කරන්නේ, promote කරන්න වගේ කියන දේවල්. ඒවා ගොඩක් important entrepreneurship journey එකකදී. So with that, I think we have come to the end of another successful event. So having said that, my heartiest gratitude goes to everyone who contributed in many ways for the success of today's session. First, on behalf of SLESA, I would like to appreciate Ms. Shameera Hettiarachchi for her time and for sharing her knowledge and experience with us on product market fit. I think this may have enlightened our young entrepreneurs to look at the business world in a different angle. Also, it will become newfound realization as they embrace this journey. Next, I would like to extend my gratitude to everyone in the organizing committee of SLESA. Your dedication and commitment is the drive behind this event, and thank you all for that. I will also, I wish to extend our thanks to all the participants from schools as well as from SLESA who joined today as resource persons and team coordinators. Thank you all once again. So I think we hope to see you all again in our next session on 23rd of March. Till then, have an awesome rest of the day. See you all.
see you. Okay.